Miss Stacy here, and welcome to Miss Stacy Teaches. This is my very first mini lesson for summer of 2023. Can you believe it is this late in the year already? Well, this lesson is for those days when you just need a little something to do. It's a writing. I thought we would start with writing because writing can kind of go on all summer no matter where you are. I chose fantasy because I really like the fantasy genre, especially for cold writing. Now, my favorite thing to read is probably dystopian. But to write fantasy, there's no rules in fantasy. If you decide that you want magic, you can have magic. If you decide you want a giant, you can have a giant. If you decide that your creature has beautiful flowing locks of snakes, you can do that. So what this activity is, it kind of throws back to my years of playing Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm blessed to have friends that still play role-playing games, and they include me in them. So the most recent one we did was Gloomhaven. Kind of fun if you've never played that. But for the writing part of this, what we're going to do is we're going to roll some dice, and that'll get our story started. Now, I will tell you, as a writer myself, sometimes I get stuck and I don't know exactly what kind of a character I want to do. I use all kinds of things to kind of inspire me to veer this way or that way. But I've done this before where I gave myself 6 choices of something and then roll the dice. Now, if you want to... it's probably easier to print out this form, and I thought about that before. So you'll find the link to this packet of papers. I think there's 4 pages in it, so that you can print it off and you can use your own dice. See, I wasn't sure that everybody knew what these things were, so I defined them down here. So if you don't know what, for instance, a dwarf is, there you go. If you don't know what a goblin is, this is goblins according to Miss Stacy. Now, you may have other ideas and you can add those in there. But these are, this next section is the jobs that are listed, the personalities, the family, some backup stuff, and some politics of the land. That's how I wrote this thing. Now, if you're ready, we're going to go ahead and get started. And I'm going to give you 3 different story paths. And it's up to you to write. I would love to see your story in the comments or your kid's story in the comments. I'd love to see it. So please share them with me. Here we go. Are you ready? I am using Dice Roller Online. I'd far rather throw dice. And I have to say, I do have quite a few. I even have some that glow. But I thought it would be easier to see on the screen. So, our very first path. Let's roll these dice. All right, 5, 5, 4, 1, 6, 1. So that means 5, I can't circle. 5 is a goblin. I'm going to character job, king or queen. 4 is, he's a bitter person. This person is bitter. I've lost track of where I am. Number 1, this person's an orphan. They grew up in a cave, and they are, the politics of the land is a king or queen, good or bad. That means that your main character, your goblin character, is going to be this good or bad king or queen. You have to decide that. Okay, let me do that again. Goblin, because we have 5, 5, 4, 1, 6, 1. So goblin, king, bitter person, orphan, if that matters in your story, born in a cave, grew up in a cave, and is a good or bad queen in the politics. It's your first story that you could write. Ready for your second one? Okay, this one is a 2266662. So this character is human. They are a blacksmith or a silversmith. They are sad. They're a sad person. You have to decide why they're sad. They have no friends. Now, the character family you can decide whether or not they have siblings or mom and dad or grandma, grandpa, or aunts or uncles, but they have no friends. And then we have, they also were raised in a cave. This human was raised in a cave. And this community, this story, the politics of the land, they have a dark overlord. So let's do that again. 2, it's human. It's a blacksmith or a silversmith. Sad. No friends. Raised in a cave. Dark overlord. All right, here's one more. Okay, so this is a 4, 3, 4, 6, 3, 5. So 4 is a dwarf. 3, he's a merchant of some sort. So he's selling things. Maybe he is a cloth merchant. Maybe he is a weapons merchant. Maybe he is a jewel merchant. You can decide that. 4, bitter. Sadly, he's a bitter merchant dwarf. 6, he has no friends. Maybe that's why he's bitter. He was raised in a small town. And number 5, he's it's an agrarian culture. So this is farming. There's lots of that sort of, that's where he is. He's not in a city. It's a lot of agriculture. Maybe they sell their agriculture. I don't know. This is your story to tell, and I would love to see it. See you later. The merchant of some sort. Oh, you know what? I don't know what I like to do. My background as a, I don't know what I want to say.